Absolutely, yeah. I appreciate the context of also there is the other side of the balance of if you don't give me this, I won't give you that. That
Oh,
negotiation again, that's an abuse as well. It's like
uh-huh.
I need to have this top, otherwise I'm going to be really, huffy with you. I'm not going to be cooperative. I'm not going to
Mhm,
do washing up, because they feel like they deserve to be rewarded for mediocrity and
mhm,
low standard things. But as you say about when you start looking into the nature of gift giving, which has that abusive mentality around it in order to manipulate somebody,
mhm,
that's where you need to see that nuance in it. So
mhm,
yeah, and ultimately as well, if somebody's bringing up past gifts, past gifts, past gifts, it's again that's it's an undermining of your relationship of right now if they're bringing back up all of those past traumas. So
mhm,
I mean, ultimately, if that's something that's happening, and maybe it's something that you might want to go and see a relationship coach for in order to kind of work through that if you want the relationship to continue. And
mhm,
ultimately, if you feel like it is a tactic that's just being used to undermine your self-worth, then again, that's potentially something that you might want to look at exploring individually as to whether or not you feel comfortable in that, and maybe potentially getting some support with an exit strategy. Because ultimately, what we do have to be mindful of as well is if you feel like you're in a relationship with a person that is being abusive, should you start to try to extrapolate yourself from that, often the abuse will escalate quite dramatically. And so it's about making sure that you safeguard yourself prior to making that kind of decision as well, and knowing all your bases and your potential exit strategy, right?
mhm,
Conversely, if you're going into a disagreement with an abusive person, their agenda isn't about looking to find an agreement, even though they will potentially agree with stuff and tell you that they're going to do this and they won't do it. They'll undermine everything that they'll say. They're just like completely oblivious to what they've said. They can, you know, backtrack even in the conversation. They'll backtrack and say different things potentially to give you mind salad to confuse the other party so that you just give up and you give in, and then you go into that fawning people pleasing, like this conversation is giving me brain ache, it's actually physically hurting me now, I'm just going to let you have it, so that they ultimately win. Because for an abusive person, like, power it is inflicted by pain. Okay,
uh-huh.
so they will give you that pain of it, like inconsistency.